I'm going to show you how to set up some linking. So I'll give you a couple of examples when it comes to diagnosis and how you can create a little workflow for yourself to make your documentation very easy. So in my template editor, I've dumbed it down into three sections. So diagnosis, discussion, and treatment plan. So if you want to add, let's just delete these lines here. So to add lines in your sections, you just press this plus button and it'll add some blank lines in for you with some text. And what I'm going to put in, I'm going to add a button group. I'm going to delete this text to the left of it. I'm going to put in Perry. So if I click save and preview that, in my template, it would come up as the option of clicking periodontitis, pericoronitis as a diagnosis. So if I come back to the editor, if I want to create a link from pericoronitis, I'd click on the buttons and click on this arrow next to the pericoronitis button. And you'll see how some of the sections turn blue. This means I'm in linking mode. And every time anything I add to the template now will only output whenever I click this button. So the link from pericoronitis. So let's say I want to add a line underneath. I want to give the options. I'll delete that text in front of it as well. So when I click pericoronitis now, it's going to give me the option to select whether it's the first time or it's happened more than 3 times a year. So if I go finish linking, save, and go into my preview, so now when I click pericoronitis, it'll give me these 2 buttons here. So let's go back to the edit. So of course, whether it's the first time or whether it's repeated, we're going to have different discussion and treatment plan. So I'll show you how I would set that up now. So pericoronitis, if I go into the linking, it'll come up with these 2 buttons here. And I can click on this button here, then I click on another link from the first time. So now I'm linking from the first time button. So let's add a discussion here. So what we're saying is the first time, yeah. I just briefly outlined what I would have a discussion with. So it's the first time you've had it, this is what it is, this is how to treat it. Because it hasn't happened repeatedly, we're going to keep the tooth and we're going to monitor it. So I've written that out in my discussion and treatment plan. I'll come up, I click finish linking, and I'll click save here. So let's preview what that looks like now. So whenever I have a diagnosis of pericoronitis, I'll ask to have these 2 buttons. And when I click, it's the first time, the discussion and the treatment plan has automatically output there for me. So if I go back to the editor, and I'll keep this here. So, and now I'll do the chain for if it's happened repeatedly. So the same thing. So pericoronitis, go into the linking menu, click on it happening persistently, go into the linking from that button, and then we can do the same thing there. So obviously I'm not going to type it out again, but from previously you can type in whatever discussion you had. So if you're doing the linking text, you can also add buttons and groups to the linking text as well. So say you had a variety of oral surgeons that you referred to, you can still add these buttons into the linked text as well. Please don't send me surgical aids to remove. I'm not going to do a good job of them. So finish the linking, click save, and now let's preview everything that we've done there. So in the diagnosis, we've got pericoronitis. If it's happened over 3 times a year, the discussion that we've set up there has come out, and in the treatment plan, you can select who you're going to refer to, and that's all set up for you. So using those principles with the buttons, the options, and the linking, you can create a really nice workflow. So what we've done with pericoronitis, you can do the same thing with caries. You can do the same thing if it's a pulpal caries where you're having the discussion of root canal treatments versus extractions. You can write that out and have your different options so that when you are having these complex conversations with your patients, when it comes to recording them, all you have to do is click through the workflows that you've created for yourself, and it makes it a lot easier to document. So hope that was useful. If you have any questions, if you need help setting up any of these workflows, just click on this chat button and we'll be able to help you out.